Who I saw. Oh god, yes now I remember. Would you please get on with your test? That's not why. I don't know why I'm running. A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He is the Nickel Samurai. What? She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? With this, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you be good and stick to just the facts. Okay, you promise, right? Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth. Old chum. Okay, that's just stupid. The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not? Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? He wanted to be a defense attorney. My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? See? And look at where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? You're committing perjury, old bag. The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. You're committing perjury, old bag. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who's writing this story? All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough? Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. And why would that be? That way no one could see his face, of course. So you didn't know it was him. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. You are such an annoying child, you know that? And you disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it, maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the Jammin' Ninja. Of course it included him. That's why when Engarde came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. I see. Well, anyway. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai. As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Yes, it's just a costume. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. What I need to figure out is where to present the evidence. Do I present it here? No, I didn't press forward. Okay, I'm gonna just try and figure out where to present this. So I'm gonna present the picture of the Nickel Samurai and show that you can't see his face, and therefore you can't prove that it's him because you can't see his face. I believe that is the evidence. Just like, where do I present it? Not there. Convenient for him to wear the costume. Not there. He had to go to that post-ceremony station right after the crime. Wait. But he had to eat? He was eating steak? No. I mean... So he must have worn that Neko Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Okay, apparently not any of those things. Yes, and I remember the Neko Samurai. That's right, it's the Neko Samurai that I saw. What on earth? $8.15, strangle with a staff, then stab with a knife. Wasn't his Hakama... No, his Hakama was on the couch. He wasn't in costume when he was arrested. It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. But he was eating steak. Hold on, let me like... present the steak knife. No. Convenient for him to wear the costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. The crime took place 8:15. I thought it'd just be like if he was in costume, you wouldn't see his face, and so you don't know it was him. I thought that was it. Right after the crime? He did have 15 minutes. Mia said it's right, it's obvious. So he must have worn that Neko Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. No, he was eating steak. Okay. Okay. You just have to figure out where to present the steak knife. I like which statement? It's not just me, right? It's not just me. It wasn't clear which statement I should have challenged. Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife, big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask, it's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at, and whose car are we driving? If Mr. Engarde was really in the Neko Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped off previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Yeah, he wasn't in costume. Oh, that's right, the Neko Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? Yeah, no, his costume is in his hotel room. He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Neko Samurai. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. No, you said it was premeditated. And he took the knife from his room because he was premeditating murder. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with the theory? Yeah, there's a contradiction. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? I mean, look, for the game, sometimes Edgeworth is so smart, and then sometimes he's so dumb. He's dumb when the story writer thinks he should be dumb. Or he's dumb when the story writer needs an excuse to make him dumb. Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engarde was the killer, if that's the case. I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. He took the knife. We're just presenting the same piece of evidence over and over again. This knife, this was used by Mr. Engarde at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita, I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. Yeah, and previously he said he did have intent to murder. You're not gonna point that out? If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. I mean, that's obvious from the start. Okay. Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Matt Engarde! To hide the murder method, to frame Matt... I think it's the same, let me just save. To frame Matt Engarde! It's to frame my client, Mr. Engarde, of course. To frame. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Neko Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Gah! Witness! Look, every time I yell that, I think about Mad Max Fury Road. Witness me! Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, eh, Edgy-poo? Witness! Did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Engarde with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Hawaiian Corridor, am I correct, witness? Ha 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 ha! The way you think you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Oldberg was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corridor. Maybe Phoenix! Maybe the Oldberg was waiting around for that person! Yes, thanks Mia, I know. If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting around for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Engarde's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is, yeah, I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Witness! What in the world are you? Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, but however, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then. Witness! Please testify about this secret information. Get ready. This is going to take the winds out of you young'uns. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10-year-olds. Secret information. That Engarde is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court. Nani? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant. Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right, Engarde is nothing but your average foul-mouthed, foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Wait, what? That's not what... That's not the saying. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Wait, what does that mean? That Engarde is one evil, evil man. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true! That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? Yes. Yes. What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Well, no, that's not true either. Honestly, Sunny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. You know, these days she's kinda right. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, Engarde will never get me to say touché. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? A scandal is when a person has sex with somebody they're not supposed to. Except that if you release a tape of it, you become really famous. Ah, no, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Yeah, sex. Well, that Engarde thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. You don't have any proof that Mr. Engarde did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything, right? You're right, I can't do anything. But boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sunny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Engarde didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Do I have any evidence that no ill will towards Juan? No, because... Oops. Well, the proof is that he won. He's already winning, so he doesn't need to. I don't think that's it. Decline to offer to present. I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy. Me, my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles, for you anyway. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. So what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson, something you young'uns need. You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun! Like this! No, stop! Well, it was too bad the woman didn't come through the door that night. I think she did. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? Wait! What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? I mean... It's what's her name? I'm gonna present Lotta Hart, so no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness! Witness me! I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Is it Lotta Hart? It is, right? You call that proof? Looks like no spite. No, come on. Wait. How does she know? I mean, there's the gossip.